wanted to be a medical doctor. Because I could recall that time that my dad told me that he wants to be called Baba Doctor. And my mom, so I was working towards achieving that for them. I will work all through the week, not sleeping, both night and day. I'm always in the lab because I have to finish my assignment from my supervisor. It wasn't easy. So I just promised my dad, I said, Daddy, don't worry. I will still be a doctor, but it may not be medical doctor, but I will still be a doctor. And I'm happy that I fulfilled that. I actually became a doctor, not only a doctor, I became a professor.
I want to warmly welcome you to another episode of Hygiene's Corner. And today we have a special guest, a honorable guest. And here I have with me the first female dean of the Faculty of Science, Professor Olayinka Asekun. It is such an honor to have you on this episode. We're super glad. I'm going to give you the space to introduce yourself. I want you to tell our audience who you are. So, Professor Asekun, please, can you introduce yourself to the audience?
Thank you. Hi, Jean, our team. I am Professor Olayinka Asekun, the Dean Faculty of Science. The faculty started in 1964. We're actually 60 years.
Yeah.
We have been 60 years since last year, the July ending. From inception, we have had 16 deans, 15 of them male. I'm the first female dean, the 16th dean of Faculty of Science. And we have had a lot of scholars that passed through this faculty. In the faculty, we have 12 departments with various HODs, and then we have a lot of students in each of these faculties with these different disciplines. And we also have we are focused on 3 major things: education, teaching. We are focused on research, and we also focused on community development. I think I will stop there.
Yeah, thank you very much, Ma. Thank you, Ma. And with Hygiene, I mean, Hygiene was founded by a student in the Department of Cell Biology and Genetics, which is one of the departments in the Faculty of Science. So we want to get to know your journey. How did you always want to be in science? How did it all begin? Can you take us back in time?
Oh, thank you very much. That's a very good question. I've always been a science student, right from my secondary school. I was actually in science class in my secondary school in those days. And I've always loved chemistry. But I did not intend to study chemistry. I wanted to be a medical doctor. Because I could recall that time that my dad told me that he wants to be called Baba Doctor. And my mom, so I was working towards achieving that for them. But unfortunately, I did jam twice. And I couldn't make the cut-off mark. So I went for A-levels. Unfortunately, even my A-levels, I had A's, 2 A's, but I had 1 O. I know you have to have A's in it. Things were always keenly contested at those times. But luckily for me, I was given, because I still have at high school, but I couldn't make medicine. I was given chemistry, and I was so devastated that I'm going to disappoint my parents. But they encouraged me that I should do the chemistry. So I just promised my dad. I said, Daddy, don't worry. I will still be a doctor, but it may not be medical doctor, but I will still be a doctor, and I'm happy that I fulfilled that. I actually became a doctor, not only a doctor, I became a professor. That's it.
Wonderful. I mean, a lot of people listening, and even myself, to be at the position that you are, you have to juggle a lot of things: leadership, family, education. I mean, you were probably in a position when you were processing, doing your PhD, you were probably a lecturer. So how have you been able to handle all of these things in these years? Family, leadership, and everything.
In natural fact, if I must tell the truth, it wasn't easy at all. Even now I pulled through to this stage, sometimes I ask myself, how did you do it? Because I had my last baby. I had my last baby before I started my PhD. So when I had my 3rd baby, that was when I started my PhD. And I could recall that it's a recurrent thing with me, because I had my first baby like 4 weeks to my final year exam in undergraduate.
Wow.
I had my second baby 4 days to my MSc exam. In fact, I was carrying my baby. I carried my baby to the exam hall to do my. But you know, I was just committed to making a success of the story. I didn't want to disappoint my parents again. That no matter what, I must make it. So when I wanted to do my period, I said, I don't want to use a baby to do anything. That I don't want to be pregnant during period. That I will have all my babies. So I had 3 of them. So when I had my 3rd baby, immediately I now put in for my PhD. And it was not even easy. It was more difficult because I now had 3 children to cater for during the time I was running my PhD, and I was running it at the Premier College at the University of Ibadan. I know that, and I was working in at Lagos State University as at that time. You know, I was in Lagos State University 1991 to 2003. I spent 12 years there as a lecturer before I moved to University of Lagos. So going from LASU, and I was living here in Akoka. Every day, I had to drop my children in school, come back, then there would be a time, maybe a whole week, I have to go and spend the work I'm supposed to do in 1 month. I have to compress it to one week. So I go to UI, I had a hostel accommodation. I will work all through the week, not sleeping, both night and day. I'm always in the lab because I have to finish my assignment from my supervisor. It wasn't easy, but thank God for parents and the people, you know, Nigeria, we have supportive system that they were taking care of my children when I was doing. And also I had a supportive husband that did not stop me from flying. So that also helped me. But it was not easy at all, combining lecturing work, home, children, going to Ibadan every time. Sometimes I go 3 times a week if I cannot stay the whole week. You know, a lot of factors, but I thank God I put through. I was able to finish in 2001. I was able to finish my PhD. So that's the story.
Oh, that's very inspiring. The doggedness, the discipline, even through hardship, through all of the things. I mean, there were times you have probably felt you wanted to give up. This is too much, but you pulled through, and that is a lesson I want all of us to take from here. That even being in the university as an undergrad myself, it can be tiring. It can be tough. It can be, you know, you're jumping from labs to class, from doing lab reports overnight. You're going for another class, but you can see here right before us the evidence of what discipline and commitment can do. Ma, just another question as we, you know, progress in this episode is we want to sort of get a glimpse into your field, where your field of study, your field of research, because we have a diverse audience, some from life science, some from physical science. So we want to get a glimpse into what your field of research and study is. Okay,
I'm a professor of organic chemistry and I specialize in natural products, essential chemistry. Was actually my PhD. You know, you follow the line of your PhD thesis. So my thesis was actually on six Nigerian indigenous plants. I work on the essential properties that they have in chemistry and the other biological activity, because we have found out that the essential has not been well researched in Nigeria, and it brings a lot of economic value to any country that are doing it, because anything called flavor or fragrance is from essential oils, and we do use that a lot. Everybody use perfume, everybody use flavor in their food, everybody use cosmetics, everything, all about that is just about essential oils. So my research was on that, so I focused on that. So that's what I was doing from a long time ago. But later, you know, I had to diversify a bit, so I diversify into phytochemistry also. Because essentials are actually volatile components of plants. So I identify into non-volatile components, which are called the phytochemistry. So I started researching on that, isolation of compounds from medicinal plants in Nigeria, testing for degenerative diseases like diabetes, hypertension, antimicrobial activity, so many activities, anti-malaria and all those things. So I diversify into that, and I've done a lot of work also in that area. Then later in around 2012, I now also diversify into organic synthesis. That was when I went to China, Suzhou University, for some months as a scholar, visiting scholar. So I was able to collaborate with some researchers at Suzhou University. So that started my research work in organic synthesis. So that means I can move from essential oil to phytochemistry, then to organic synthesis. Because organic synthesis is also very good, because what we look at when we are talking about organic synthesis is bioactive compounds. You try and isolate, synthesize bioactive, because when you isolate and you detect bioactive compounds from plants, the next thing is there's what we call drug design. Is for pharmacists to now make them into drugs. And you cannot start cutting all the plants. Once you know the structure of the compounds, the next thing is to synthesize them. So that was why I had to go into biosynthesis of organic compounds. So, and I can't say it's not easy, and I cannot say it's easy, but I thank God for my supervisor that supervised me at my PhD level, because he actually groomed. That time I used to think the man was wicked. Yes, because he drilled me. How? In fact, not knowing that he was actually training me. So he made me who I am when it comes to being a scholar and a researcher. He really put me apart and then molded me back. And that's why most of my paper in ITOP had Sylvia Wiley and Taylor St. Francis, because he will not even let you do anything less. You cannot publish in less paper. So, and for you to publish in such papers, that means you must have top-notch output from your research. And that's what has been pushing me. And so it was not as if it's easy, but when you are used to something right from the foundation, that's what has been helping me. So I cannot say I'm doing badly with my research. I'm still going, the 3 lines, I'm still doing it. And I thank God, and I've graduated I think I've graduated about 8, or between 8 and 10, I can't really remember now. Okay, I think I still have 1 or 2, maybe 9 PhD students. So in different areas that I've mentioned, both essential oil, phytochemistry, and organic synthesis. So that's it.
Wow, that's beautiful. That is really beautiful, and I hope everyone listening is inspired. I mean, we live in a culture and in a country where education is not exactly propagated in the media, right? But we are seeing right here in front of us, the different things we can explore in the area of research, in the area of education. Now, just before we go, I'd like to ask you one question. I'm sure even this question is from me and every other lady who has dreams. They're probably an undergrad student, just trying to get through a lab report and an assignment, but they have big dreams. They want to achieve, be a professor, do incredible work in science. What advice do you have for them?
Just like I used to advise myself that I should focus. You have to be focused, and you have to be determined that you want to do something. If you are not focused and determined, then you have to have faith in God that you can do it. Because sometimes you want to go back, even as strong as I told you I was. Sometimes not doing this again is so hard, but I will just still encourage myself in the Lord and I move forward. So they should be focused, and also are determined that you want to do it. Then there must always be something inspiring you. What inspired me that time was the promise I made to my daddy. Now, what will I go back home and tell but I don't know whether children of nowadays still have such things they look at. That my parents are paying my school fees, they have done so much for me. What can I give them back? My good results, Those are the things we look at that time, that even when we are doing the exam, when I'm doing my exam, it's my parents I'm thinking about, that they must not see any rubbish in the results. We so much respect and honor our parents that time. So they must have a driving force. They must have something that is inspiring them. Do you understand? They must be focused. And as you go ahead and marry somebody that will allow you to fly. That's very, very important. Because you will see all the sparkles before marriage. You see all the signs that this person I want to marry, whether a man or a woman now, I'm not talking only about girls. You must see that this person I want to call my partner is going to allow me to fulfill my dreams or not. Anybody that will pull you back, please don't. You have to make sure that, because you have to be fulfilled as a woman. I don't see myself, after having a PhD, some people, the husband will ask them to sit down at home, not to work. I want you to be housewife. Is that right? And some women will say, okay, for the sake of the children, let me do so. But they will regret it in life. They always regret it in life. And that's what brings depression and all this mental health issues that we have in the. So please, Right from the beginning, let people you are moving around with, your partner or whatever, that you want, that these are my dreams. Let him say your own too. Let us work together to move ourselves forward and be focused. No matter the problem, you are going to overcome if you are focused. Like they always say, if you say you can, it is true. If you say you cannot, you are also saying that. So whatever you say is what you get. So I want to admonish all our young girls to follow. We have models, we look out for role models that are make it in life. If you look at role models that I want to be this, I want to be that, and go for it. Nobody move in this life with smoothness from the beginning of the journey to the end. There are always bottlenecks and issues and here and there, but you are there to surmount them. You are going to surmount them as long as you stay focused and committed to whatever you want to do. So that is my admonition. I hope the Genesis of this world can listen to me and do what you are saying.
Yes, definitely. The audience, hygiene members, the hygiene audience, we are definitely inspired.
Okay.
Thank you very much for your time. Thank you for being an inspiration. I mean, we have a role model to look up to, and hopefully in the future we'll be able to meet up to your track record.
I hope so, and I pray so.
Yes,
it should be better than Ross.
Yes, definitely. Thank you very much. Now, before we go, we have a tradition of signing. We have our guest sign on an hygiene shirt.
Okay.
So for the sake of the future, we can refer to it. So this time to sign.
Where can I sign?
Just anywhere. Sure.
I will just sign my name. Whose signature is this one?
This is one of our guests we had on the podcast.
Okay. My signature is just my name, Olayinka Asekun. That's my signature.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
So you don't need to guess it.
Thank you for joining us.
You are welcome. Thank you for coming.
Yeah.